Morning, gang. Steve Jensen, Dr. J from the National Sales Academy and Impact Training. And today is, you got it, it's going to be with the marketing gurus. It's See More People. And today we've got the outside the box thinker, the CEO of Imperial Proprietary Limited. Now, Oksana, I've known for some years now, and she always surprises and goes outside the box and always gives me some great ideas and her clients. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the secrets of the marketing revolution. It's going to be called personalization. Now, given that we've got in COVID times and so forth, the more personal we can get with what we do, with the marketing you actually get out into the marketplace and how you're being presented, it's going to make an enormous difference, because when we go back to some sort of new normal, you're going to be remembered. So welcome, Oksana, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for the opportunity.
Look, marketing is always changing, as we're having a good chinwag before we popped on this morning. And there's lots of things that people think they got to do because they've always done it in the past. And talking about a revolution and how things are going to become more personalized in the future, I think it's really great timing, because people need to start thinking a little bit differently, how we can actually change our marketing strategies so we can be part of that new revolution. So what's your thoughts on that?
It's quite a good question, because when we're talking about revolution and in business, what's revolution? It's something new. And what many years ago was technology was a new revolution. People think if we only can automate, automation is the new revolution. It was a few years ago. Mobility, the fact how we start using the mobile and be accessible, this was kind of big thing. But now the more access you have to more people, and you can reach more people, and then we're more all accessible, and you can SMS your customers, and we have, even having access to someone's mobile become quite more common. 10 years ago, if you ask your clients for the phone, for the mobile number, they give you the office number. No way they give you the mobile. And now it's kind of more common. We become more accessible, we become more personal. So with the marketing as well, the next revolution is personalization. And when I say personalization, we're all familiar with funnels. And, many years ago, when funnels just come to the market, anyone thought, if I can just create the funnel and automate it, my business will, skyrocket and I'll be successful. But in reality, personally, if you receive the emails that, they were created not with you in mind, or it's so generic that it's become actually not relevant, And when I'm saying personalization, I'm not saying making your email start with Dear Steve, dear person name, right? This is, a lot of people say, oh yes, if we mail merge and we keep the letter the same and keep the message the same, and we just change the first name, this is personalization. And reality is it's not. And we all know how it feels, and marketing is a feeling, it's not activities. It is activity, but the question as a marketer, we need to ask, what feeling would this create? And we all know the feeling when you meet someone and they remember your name. And some people, and Steve, you're one of these people who take extra effort or train themselves to actually remember the person's name. Some people can meet 7-10 people, and we're all familiar with the records when people, meet 40 people and they can remember every single person's name. And why is it important? Because we all know that this is the favorite. Everyone loves the most the sounds of their own voice. And when somebody calls you by name, by your first name, especially after they just met you, it's make us feel different. We pay more attention, we're more connected as a human. Same when you think about you opening the mail, your mailbox. before people used to say, oh, I'm not excited to open the mailbox because the only thing I get, it's another bill. Now we don't even have a luxury of that because all the bills come by email.
I think it was interesting the way you said personalization. Someone gets a mail merge and say, oh, look, we'll do a mail merge, and they'll say, hi, Steve, hi, Oksana. Sometimes people have the surname first. So I get some emails that say, hey, Jensen, how are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite interesting.
Because your name and surname. Yeah. Or they say, dear sir, to the female, because the field was, entered incorrectly. And this is the reality. So now when you open the mailbox and you see the letter that not addressed. So what's the opposite of personalization? It's being so generic that it does not, it goes to the waste bin straight away. If I give you 10 letters and it says, I don't know, dear occupant, or, when the people do, government do pre-election letters, and it's funny that because all the envelopes they send, it's branded, right, with the deputy or with the mayor, and then where it's coming from, and because it's not addressed, it's nothing to do with you. And
it's not important either. If it's been branded and its occupant, then that everyone's going to get it. And you might not, in some cases, you might just throw it away.
Yeah, no, in I think 99% of the time you will throw it away. It's not, you don't. The personalization is what it does is create a feeling of I don't want to miss out, right? So and if it's something genetic, you don't have a fear of missing out because it's completely like it's not for me. Even if I don't open it, what's going to happen? Nothing. But if you receive something that's handwritten, addressed to you in your favorite color, pen, with a little PS at the back of the envelope saying, hope you, whatever it is, make it relevant. No chance, it will create the curiosity that people would want to open. As a marketer, our main goal is to get attention. How do we get attention? How do we get an interest so that people can take the next step to make inquiry or have a conversation with us or book the discovery call, whatever it is we create as the next step. And when I talk about personalization, I'm also saying that our job, it's not one-off activity. So as a business owners, we need to make sure we constantly collecting data and using the data appropriate so we stay relevant. And I give you example. If somebody, for example, I was not expecting the baby or had a new baby and they want to market for Prem. So every time they see advertising or hear advertising about Prem, it's relevant to them because they're in this particular time of their life when they require that. So, but then what we need to do, and some people is, they sell toys or they sell something for kids. You need to make sure you change your message because everything, the child, if they were looking for Prem, it's no point advertising because, we got data, they're looking for Prem. They were looking for Prem now. It means that in 6 months or 1 year time, we need to, the message would need to change because maybe they're looking for bicycle. What's the next one? Maybe now they're going to school. So we need to collect all the data through the customer journey and use it accordingly. One of the examples that I always give, and it's actually personally happened to me, it was one of the fashion brands that are based in Melbourne. And I've been the customer for many, many years, and they used to sell male and female clothes. And because I'm a customer, I was on the database and I was receiving the email about sales and about new products, new arrivals. And suddenly I start receiving emails where all the products on the email was only male items. It was nothing for female. And it was one email. I thought, I don't know, maybe they have male items on special. Second one, third one. Then I emailed them back saying, excuse me, can I just ask you, why are you sending me male items? I never purchased anything. You can see from the history, I never purchased any male, items. Why are you sending me specials about male clothing? Their answer was, we shut down the female department. So don't you think when we collect the data and they're very clear, and from my surname, my name, you can guess I'm far from it's not like neutral kind of Lady Gaga. Even Lady Gaga can't be male. Like it's not neutral surname and male and name. So they collected the data 5 years ago. They marketed to me. I was a customer. Now they changed their product range. They're now not supplying to female. Instead of going back and look at all the data and saying, okay, let's inform all our female customers, guys, we actually not going to continue with the female line any longer. If you would like to stay on the list on our database, please, we would love to keep your details. If not, we're sorry to, thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for being a customer. We hope you keep our clothes and you'll enjoy it. Hope we deliver, great experience to you. But, we not continue with this range anymore. Click here. You would think in 5 years that I've been your customer, you would know me better. And this is like when they say, when people leave your brand or people stop becoming the customer, a lot of time it's not because you did something wrong or you provide a bad service. A lot of time it's just, as a business, you didn't show to the customer that you really cared. And this is the key. It's not, we don't need, big investment. We don't need, I'm working with one of the beauty and massage salon here in Sydney. And I say to them, it can be so simple to be personal. For example, when the people come first time to your salon, you might ask them, what's your favorite fruit? And they will say, oh, my favorite fruit, let's say somebody say oranges. Imagine you come back for massage in 2 weeks and you come out of the massage room, you feel relaxed and you feel amazing, and they cut the orange in front of you, or not even cut, they just give you orange. Imagine the feeling that, and it might be strawberries for another customer, but the fact that you're not giving everyone oranges because you decide it's a good marketing idea, you're giving them a fruit that creates connection, and this is what people remember. So how, as a marketer, we collect small pieces of information, and you can expand the list. Like you can start with a favorite color, you can start with fruit. We don't need to always talking about our products and our services. What we need to do, we need to become more personal with our customers, because this is what creates emotion, and this is what creates sort of desire for them to come back to your service, because you remember, a lot of time people do have data. Even retail store, this particular retail store, they had the data of every single of my purchase for the last 5 years. It's not good enough just to collect data. Data, if you're not using it and you're not applying it, it's become useless. You might as well don't collect it. If you're not, and before you collect, it's always good to ask yourself, why am I collecting this data? if I'm going to ask Steve, what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite tea? What's your favorite color? I need to think, this is the questions this is the answers I need to know for me to create the next marketing campaign, in the next 3 months, if I'm creating the next marketing campaign. So ask yourself what pieces of information that you require for your next marketing campaign, and then go and get it from your customers.
Okay,
Otherwise,
so we're really looking here is we're going one step back here. So if we're looking at existing customers that we've already done business with, when someone's in your restaurant, in your health club and so forth, you could find out something that they like. So all of a sudden you're collecting the data. Let's say we've got a lot of people from the health and fitness industry listen to See More People. So if they've got a person that's buying, has a membership, you can collect some information and you can put it in their database and do something special for them on a special day or whatever. You might put that on your CRM. Now, in the fitness industry, everyone has a computer screen. And there's some concierge businesses which just have this computer screen out the back, but they have a customer care model. So that sometimes pops up and they can actually do something with it. But if we go one step back to say, well, how could we use the personalization? I'm thinking if we use that personalization to send something to them that maybe was a customer, that was a prospect that didn't buy. So when we get the inquiry, whatever marketing meetings you have, so let's say we've got a lost leader and then we've got the info. You say, well, what information do I need if you become a client, but also if you don't? So if you're then going to do a lost leader promotion to re-engage them if they didn't buy, this might be a good idea. So I think it's a two-edged sword here, really. How do we get the new people in with personalization? Well, sometimes that's hard, but once they've actually inquired and they've been a customer, how to get them to either refer or stay a customer or become a customer again, and by getting some personal data and sending things out. And guys, I'm just going to be straight out at you. This means you need to do a little bit of work. It's not about automation now. It's actually reading the data and doing the things that are personal. So have I got that right, Oksana, about making sure it's probably after we've either got someone in front of us, get the info, or if we didn't close the sale, then maybe be able to market them with something more personal?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of when the sale didn't happen, if you're upfront with the people, like let's say, oh guys, I know you didn't join our club, but let's say if you collect the information when they came, when they come to make an inquiry, oh, by the way, and a lot of fitness places it's actually here in Bondi or in the city, they near shopping centers. So you might have a food court nearby, right? And by simply when they finish, let's say, imagine when they talk to you and you try to sell the membership and they say, oh, by the way, what's your favorite coffee, right? What coffee do you drink? Or do you drink coffee? And then imagine 1 week later, they didn't sign up. And then they say, oh, Steve, sorry, you didn't take up on us on our offer. Anyway, enjoy the latte, at this coffee shop level 4.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome, because you can say, oh, this was a lost leader. See, a lot of people are looking for lost leader promotions. You go to the coffee shop or the Boost Juice and say, we're going to give these people, and you might even get them you might buy them, or you might
absolutely for cost. Yeah, they give it to you at cost, or might cost you a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
And
great idea.
And the fact it's not really, salesy. Everyone's so afraid. Everyone want to buy, nobody wants to be sold. We heard it a million times. So by displaying, and they might have a reason why they didn't buy it last week, right? It doesn't mean that we need to cross them, burn the details, and say they're never going to become a member, right? We just need to continue with them on the journey until you ask them and they say, look, I'm not interested. It's not, you're charging $100 a week. My budget is $20. I can simply, I would love to, but then it's a definite no. But a lot of time it's not a definite no. People making inquiries. It might not be. What else? What would can I do to add value to you, that it's not, like you always say, how we can take the price out of conversation, how we can have a bigger dream.
I think it's a lot of people in the sales arena, and a lot of the guys that do sales with us will actually have their needs analysis. So it might be a good idea, guys, to think about, well, what if I don't sell this person? What could I give them as a bit of a follow-up for a reason to call? Did you get the cup of coffee? Did you get the voucher for Rebel? Or
movies, what's your favorite movie? I don't know. And
send them that. And if they become a member, it could be a thank you for a referral or a recommendation. So it might be a good idea to throw a couple little personal things, what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that, on your needs analysis. So you could use it for referral or for follow-up if you don't get the sale. So I think this is great, because then the follow-up can be personalized, and it's no good sending someone a free cup of coffee if they don't drink coffee. Do you drink coffee? No. Tea or cold drinks? I love fruit juices. Bang, that goes on your form. So this is a bit of gold here, Oksana, because that means the follow-up, and also for the existing client to try to keep them coming back. Steve likes a latte every now and then. Hey, Steve, here's a latte. And my goodness, where did that come from? It's just
exactly. Yeah, or here's a latte for you and a drink for your friend, right? Yeah. Imagine if you go collaborate with a car wash and you say, guys, bring your friend and the car wash for free for the next year. If they're the good referral, suddenly this person go to the gym and they say, wow, I got a free car wash for entire year.
I really like this dovetail. I've never heard it before, Oksana, and I think you said something last time. One of the great things that you do for people for a gift is give them a subscription. So every time they get the magazine or the subscription or the audio book, they think of you. I do that with my friend James. But I think I've not heard of anybody saying, hey, I'm going to give you a couple of washes at the Crystal Car Wash. And boy, if you just say, have you got a car? And they go, yes. That could be a wonderful gift. I mean, that's cost about $300 or $400 to get the 10-pack, but you can get a 3-pack. And getting their car washed, that would be really cool. So you maybe say, do you have a car? Yes, you do. Yeah. Tick the box.
Yeah, make sure the first question you ask, do you have a car, right? Before you give wine, make sure you ask, do you drink, right? And we have to be careful. It's not, it's all about, I always talk about permission giving, permission marketing. Seth Godin talk about permission marketing.
We used to, a while ago, when people actually become a client, buy a product or service, and if they say, we like to say thank you for being a client, and also if you ever do any recommendations. I've had this with numerous businesses. We like to say thank you, firstly, for being a client and for any recommendations and so forth. We have a number of things that we like to say thank you with, and you have some boxes. So if we were to send you a thank you, what would you prefer? And box of chocolates, champagne, and so forth. And a health club many years ago did the same thing. But I've had about just recently a number of businesses at the end of the sale, they say they like to say thank you, and we've got them about anywhere between 4 to 5 things that say, what would you like to receive? So they tick a few boxes. They say tick at least 2, because we'd like to say thank you at least twice. Yeah. And they tick the box. Now what happens is, when they buy the product, and it's not a cheap product, so what they'll do is they'll get a gift in the mail of what they don't give it them there. They actually receive the gift by courier, or saying thank you, being a client, looking forward to looking after you. And it's a gift that they ticked. They think it's to say thank you for doing other things, but it's actually a little trick to get them to say, or just say thank you for becoming a client. I thought that was quite clever.
Yeah, it's great. And it's the famous book, 5 Languages of Love, right? So, and this is exactly the same principle. For someone, expression of love is a gift. For other person is a quality time. So if you would know that these people are quality time people, the best way for them, here's a movie tickets because this can be the quality time with a partner, with a friend, or or here's a picnic rug because picnic rug, this is the time where you can have quality time spending together. So use the 5 languages of love, or act of service, or for them car wash would be great because this is your act of service showing appreciation, right? For another person is wonderful, words of affirmation. So for these people, they're the cheapest one. You don't need to spend any money. You just say to them how wonderful they are, and they think that you love them. So it's quite interesting, but it's simple. But when you think about it, because normally we express our love the way, we love to receive it, but in reality is for us to connect. It's like talking another language.
Look, I just want to recap what you just said, because I thought we had some more gold moments here. You said if somebody was what was important to them was quality time. So if you knew that they wanted to have quality time with family, you would send them a movie ticket or a picnic rug. Now, picnic rug is something to go out and have a picnic with, having some quality time with someone. I reckon that's great. I mean, that would be a lovely little thing to send to somebody. Or if someone wants an act of service, they're really big on customer care, customer service, you would then give them a car wash, because then they will be being served, not just by you, but by somewhere else. And, car wash costs $50. And, what would that give you in a return? I think these sorts of reward components is really great for retention models, but also for, how can we say, to say thank you for recommendation. So this is a form of retention and marketing. So it's a little bit of both. So it's really great. And by the way, thinking outside the box of a car wash and a picnic rug, I don't know about you, probably because I'm a man, I don't think of those really left brain thing. And I love the outside the box thinking you have, Oksana. That was great.
But the book, actually, it is the book called 5 Languages of Love, and it's act of service, word of affirmation. So word of affirmation, people, you can just write them the card with the beautiful words. Act of service, word of affirmation, quality time, physical touch. So then physical touch people, they would love the massage voucher, right?
Massage. So a physical touch person, massage. So it might be a good idea to get the guys to say, what do you value most? This, or this, and tick the box. You've got some ideas, like for a massage. That's great. Terrific.
Yeah. So look at the 5 languages, maybe include these 5 languages of love, and it's also the information we collect on these forms. If you put these 5 languages, it's very unusual. People will go, wow, I wonder what you're asking me. You're the gym membership, right? But it's create another conversation, another engagement, something that they remember. It does not need to be the standard, when people say collect data, please, let's not always talk about data. It's a female, this age, live in northern beaches, married with 1.5 child. This is not going to help us with personalization. This is what gets us to this general blind marketing that creates, and then people say marketing doesn't work. It's not expensive, but it needs to be thoughtful. We need to prepare, we need to collect the right data, and we need to use this data in the ways that delivers what people looking for.
What we're saying here is it's the 5 languages of love is really the 5 languages of communication. And I think it might be a good little book that everyone should go and buy for themselves and take the 5 languages, and it's called the 5 languages of caring. So if you actually had these questions on when you have a customer, or even when you don't have a customer, and if you then want to follow up with something a little bit outside the box, like Oksana was talking about, with picnic rugs and movies and massage for the different types of people and car washes, I think these sorts of things personalize it. And I think it's a big deal for today, because if people could just get that into their extrapolating the data, but actually having something that's more meaningful, as you said, not male, female, 35 with one child lives on northern beaches. Ask something more personal so you can actually do something that engages them to say, I think they know me. Now you can then find out their problem and go through your sales cycle. But I think we've gone one step further than that. And maybe the know, like, and trust comes even before they meet you, especially if you've sent them something that connects. So I think that's really fabulous. Oksana, it's always great to talk to you. I mean, we've got about 10 massive nuggets out of that today. So how can people actually get hold of you? I know you've got this wonderful marketing guide with lots of these little tricks of the trade. So how can people get hold of that?
Oh, you can simply email me and we'll send you a copy. My email address is oksana@impero.com.au. If you're on Instagram, feel free to follow me. It's Impero by Oksana. Or just talk to Steve. He got all my details.
Well, look, what I'll do is I'll put your email and stuff in there, because that marketing guide of all those great, very, very outside the box ideas is absolute fabulous. And guys, reach out to Oksana. I'll put her details out there because, as you can see, she does think outside the box. Personalization spoken to you today in a much, so say, left field way. And I'm sure you've got your brain ticking. Hope you've written lots of things down so you can take some action. Oksana, outstanding. Thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Enjoy your day.
All right, gang. Whew. Car washes, picnic rugs, all that stuff that I wouldn't have even thought of. Do you think of that stuff? Maybe you're cleverer than I am. What are you going to do with it? Put it into practice. Reach out to Oksana. I'll put her email in there. You can reach out, have a bit more of a chin wag. She's an absolute fantastic strategist. She'll take your business and turn it around. So I'll put the details in there, but I'd love you to tell us what you come up with. Maybe get those 5 languages of love and say 5 languages of caring. Modify it for your business. Gee whiz, we could go on for hours. Action is everything. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Dr. J, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.